How long is sex supposed to last? It's a question that causes a lot of anxiety. Between movies, pornography, and what you hear from friends, there's this immense pressure to last for hours. But what does the science actually say? Today, we're going to look at real data collected from 500 couples with stopwatches to find out the actual average time for intercourse. The answer is probably not what you think. I'm Dr. Iris Amelia, and if you want clear, no-nonsense health information, make sure you subscribe to the channel. First, what exactly are we measuring? Before we get to the numbers, we need to be very clear about our terms. In the major study we're about to discuss, sex was defined only as the time from the start of penetration to the point of ejaculation. This does not include foreplay. And I want to be clear, foreplay is incredibly important for pleasure and intimacy. But for the purposes of this specific study, the researchers were only timing the act of penetrative sex itself. Also, it's important to know this study focused on sex between men and women. Perception versus reality. So let's talk about what people think the ideal time is. Surveys have asked men this question, and on average, they believe the ideal length for intercourse is about 16 minutes. But what happens when you actually time it? Researchers gave 500 couples from around the world a stopwatch and asked them to time their sessions. So what did they find? The actual timed average from the start of penetration to ejaculation was 5.7 minutes. That's it. Not 30 minutes, not an hour, 5.7 minutes. Now, of course, this was just an average. There was a huge range in the study, from less than a minute all the way up to about 55 minutes. It even varied a bit by country, with couples in the UK averaging around 10 minutes and those in Turkey averaging closer to 4 minutes. But the overall average is the key takeaway here, 5.7 minutes. So, what do women want? This is where the data gets a little less scientific. There haven't been rigorous studies on this, but one large website did an informal poll of 4,000 women. Their desired average time for penetrative intercourse was about 25 minutes. Now, we have to take that number with a huge grain of salt. It's from a poll, not a stopwatch study, and everyone is different. And that brings us to the most important point of this entire video, the only number that actually matters. The goal of sex is not to hit a specific number on a stopwatch, whether it's 5 minutes or 25 minutes. The goal is mutual satisfaction. The most important thing you can do for your sex life has nothing to do with a clock. It's talking to your partner. What do they enjoy? What do you enjoy? What feels good? Honest communication is the key to a fulfilling sex life. If you and your partner are happy and satisfied, then you are doing it exactly right, regardless of how long it lasts. Now, what if there's a real problem? If you consistently feel that sex is ending too quickly for you or your partner, a condition we call premature ejaculation, or if it's taking too long to reach orgasm, called delayed ejaculation, then that's something worth talking to a doctor about. These are common medical conditions with real solutions. Your first step should be to make an appointment with a urologist. Another fantastic resource is a certified sex therapist who can help you and your partner work through these issues. I'll put links to help you find one in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Stop worrying about the clock and start talking with your partner. And always take care of yourself because you're worth it.